I'd love to go first. Okay, sure. Dad, look at my Cottontail Explorer. This is standard, K-Smith. Maybe the sacrifice gem is wrong in here with, the sacrifice gem might be wrong in here if we're not playing. Originally, I was thinking we might be Shoku. I guess I could do this into this next turn, right? Doesn't seem terrible. Acolyte of Shoku, yep. They must be playing the Crusader. Oh. If they don't have Gruesome Deed, we're going to be in a good spot. Playing the thing. Sacrifice this thing. Maybe Naive Lackeys are a good option. Like, if this was a Lackey, this would have been a Lackey here. Oh, right. This has speed. Get you. Yeah, looking like the MC deck. Big bucks, no Gruesome Deed. Big bucks, no Gruesome Deed. Alright, they didn't have a Gruesome Deed. I guess I technically just got what I asked for. Request granted, Hoagland. Way to be. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have like 14 Dreadling producers. Oh, that's actually enough. Yep. Hopefully we're getting Gruesome Deeded now. It's the only reason to make a Dreadling there. It's gonna die otherwise. Yep. You can change them out during deck building, or during deck building. You set up what your default sockets are for your deck that you're playing during every game one, and then oh, I have a thing in there, right? Okay, glad we didn't click through that. And then during reserves, you can also change those sockets. And then the gems, what gems you have available to put in those sockets to make those cards do different things, change with every odd numbered set. So when set 7 releases, half of the gems that we have now will no longer be there, and they'll be replaced by new gems that were posted on the website this morning. So we want to get Animus out of there right away, because this card says whenever they play a socketed card, all their socketed cards in all zones get bigger, so that makes all their stuff pretty scary pretty quickly. They actually did in 2 to this, unless they have another Gruesome Deed here. Deeding this seems a little aggressive, though, but, you know, if they just have a bunch of removal, it's probably fine. They have 1, 2... They already have 3 troops in their bin, and the difference between 2 and 3 and 4 in terms of scrounging is whatever. If they didn't already have 3 troops in their bin, I would just take 1 from this, because adding a 3rd troop to their bin enables them to scrounge like a Paw of Yazukan. I guess they could have an aspect of the Squirrel here. But like then they're burning an aspect of the Squirrel, and some of their scrounge fodder just like kill a Paw of Yazukan, so I think I'm okay with that. Okay, yeah, so they have an aspect, so they're killing my thing, and they made another one, but, like, now they used up that resource. Yeah, the Hex Clashes currently are only sealed. Which does kind of suck. I'm not a huge fan of sealed. I'm going to cycle this, so hopefully we can hit some Dreadlings. Another aspect. There's a good chance this deck isn't built very well. Yeah, there's actually 2 different kinds of in-game currency. So the first one is gold, and that's not purchasable. Platinum is the purchasable in-game currency, and it has 100 platinum to 1 US dollar conversion ratio. So this was, you can see the arrow here being drawn to their thing in the void. This was randomly generated from their thing that got destroyed. Animus. Alright, Dread Harvest is actually a great draw here, because it means we can generate a Dreadling and then Gruesome Deed their MC here. So I'm going to sacrifice this and kill this. This hand is very good with Shoku, you're not wrong. It's very possible our champion selection is bad. Shoku was originally what I was going to go with. That's why I put the sacrifice gems on the root here. So maybe we should... What does this do? The strategy is +X where X is the highest cost among troops you control. That's pretty good. Subterfuge, sure. Dealer's choice. They get to look at my hand and then turn one of my cards into a random card with the same thresholds. Probably turn the Gruesome Deed into something else. Yep. A Crypt Curse with aspects actually kind of funny. That being said, we're going to die to this 5/5 pretty quickly. Oh, right. They have an aspect to the Squirrel. That just got scrounged again. Alright. So dead next turn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're on the 0 out of here. Well, that would have done it had we still had the Gruesome Deed and not gotten Subterfuge. We would have been able to sacrifice one of these and kill this, but unfortunately, it's not an option. Man, it's weird how easy it is to lose games when your deck's built poorly. Probably don't mind having removal against them. These aspects of the Squirrels seem a little clunky. Zorath's Rectory is probably a little clunky. You don't mind an extra Shoku's Garden. Actually, the Rectories are probably worse than the aspects, honestly. Yeah, let's split the difference on these. So when I'm reserving here, I can change what gems these things have in them and what they do. Each copy can have different gems. So like my different aspects can have different powers when I draw them. No, you don't want Withering Gaze in these types of matchups. A lot of the times these matchups come down to where like you and your opponent are both top decking and you need a relevant card that can impact the board. Like a Withering Gaze would have been just like miserable last game. We're looking for like removal and cards that can answer their cards that are getting on the board and getting out ahead of us. In general, you only want Withering Gaze against decks that are combo decks or decks that are controlling and, like, have cards, are going to have cards in their hand going long, like, say, Bombus or the Sapphire Diamond control deck. It doesn't affect the threshold of the card, so, like, I can play this card without a blood threshold, but this line of text will only be active on the troop if I have the blood threshold. So this isn't a strict requirement to play it, but it's a requirement for that ability to be active. You don't gain the socketed bonus if you don't meet the threshold requirement for it. Yeah, the sand seems fine. I mean, it seems actually pretty good, right? Lead on coin. Probably coin into Shoku's Garden, into Dread Harvest. Yep. If you have any questions, always feel free to ask. We are here to teach. And play some sweet things. And some bad sweet things. Withering Gaze. Okay, so my opponent brought in Withering Gaze. Again, I don't think this type of card is very good in matchups like this. I guess they know we have Aspect of the Squirrel, and this card can take that away, but it doesn't seem very good otherwise. They have a lot of discard in their deck, though, because this is a Withering Gaze, and they showed a Subterfuge in Game 1, so I wonder how much discard they're actually playing. It must be quite a bit. Pick your favorite. Interested to see if they take our removal spell or one of our enables. So Shoku's Garden makes 2 Dreadlings when we play it, and then every time Dreadling we control dies, we gain a point of life. So these will attack for 2, and then they'll die at our end step, and we'll gain 2 life. Curse Knight, yep. This card is Crush, and whenever it hits us, they get another Crypt Curse Knight. That's pretty good. Monsagi Lily Pad. I think I'm doing this into this. What's going on, Inferno? So we're gonna get hit by this, and they're gonna get another Crypt Curse, which kind of sucks. Crusader with speed hits like a truck. We are thankfully going to gain 4 life next turn, so we've got that going for us. So I can play this. We'll go ahead and get our hit in with the Dreadling before we sacrifice it to Shoku. Or sacrifice to Takahiro, sorry. Shoku is their champion. Commander P.R.O.M.P.T. Yeah, that seems great. And then next turn we get to go Wild Shard into Dreamweaver Ancient. French for a bunch. I've only ever played Subterfuge once, and that was when Spell Shield Rune Hierophant was legal in Standard. The Blood decks needed a way that they could take the Spell Shield Rune Hierophant out of their opponent's hand turn 1 before they could play it on 2. I'm gonna go ahead and play... I'm actually gonna play this out so I can get an 0-1 since I do this Acolyte of Shoku. And then I'm gonna jam this Dreamweaver Ancient and hopefully hit them and make a Dorko here. That's good. It is kind of sad that they killed promptly. Alright. Hey, that's a pretty good one. Whenever we create a 1-cost thing, we get another one of them. So, we get extra Dreadlings. This card hasn't seen a ton of play, to be fair. Them cycling there instead of playing something else is good for us. It means they don't really have anything to do right now. This can jump here. This can eat here. I'm assuming they're pumping the brakes on attacking, so that way the Dreamweaver Ancient can't connect and make more, unless they have something else to play out. Correct, Inferno. Yep, this evening, about 6 hours from now. No attack is great for us. This is why discard spells are bad in these matchups. Like, this is my handful of bricks. Oh, how good would it be if we draw Aspect of the Squirrel? Rats, we're so unlucky. I'm going to start with this. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice one of these before attacking in case we draw Aspect of the Squirrel. Alright, one more shot at Aspect of the Squirrel. Alright, I'm just going to go Acolyte, and then pass the turn here, probably. Another prompt would be these 2. You're not wrong. That's rude. I liked those troops, opponent. Alright, 2 more shots at an Aspect of the Squirrel here. 1 more shot at an Aspect of the Squirrel this turn. Do we have 4 of those in our deck? No, we only have 3 aspects in our deck. That's unfortunate. So, I'll make 2 guys with this, thanks to the Spring Litter Disciple, and I guess we're just passing at this point. The good news is we're going to get Takahiro Champion power in 2 turns, I guess. Aspect of the Squirrel, Bob. Makes it big. Nice brick, rabbit. Brick, baby, brick. Rabbit Inferno, brick, baby, brick. Be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Aspect of the squirrel now. Do-do-do-do. Is that good? If so, why? Please explain. Here's my promptly. Man, these battle hoppers, let me tell you what. Alright, you do the math. I didn't do the math there. This is a mathless attack with all. As you will, opponent, I assume you are dead. I haven't counted, but... How dead are they, Jacob? Yeah, boy. Pretty dead? Yeah, boy! Boy! Math is for blockers. If the math's too ugly for me to figure out, I assume it's not good for them either. Yeah, -2. Triggers. Alright, do I want to change anything? I think when I'm on the draw here, I actually want Skyguard Steadfast instead of Speed in these rabbits, so that way they can play offense and defense simultaneously. I don't know if I want to change anything else. I think this is fine. Maybe Kent. I think I'm gonna play standard for a little bit at least. It's already almost 2 o'clock. Nah, I'm just gonna play standard today, Kent. We're gonna work on this deck for a little while, probably the rest of the stream. Got about an hour and a half left. I think we're gonna try 4 copies of Naive Lackey in here next. Definitely, this is definitely a Naive Lackey deck, the more I think about it. The more Oz thinks about it. Aspect with unblockable, baby. I'm sorry, Kent, I shouldn't laugh, but that's funny. Gain some life here. Shoku's Garden's so good in these aggressive matchups. Yeah, a Herofall for their first thing. It's really tough to beat the efficiency of Gruesome Deed. Herofall's powerful, but like Gruesome Deed is so efficient. Hopefully, this game's not gonna come down to grinding. This is an MC here. Feels like an MC. Yep. So as a sacrifice gem in it, so they're gonna make a 5/5. Just gonna Herofall this nerd. We don't actually have a rabbit yet, which is kind of unfortunate. We do draw a Shin here, though. Man, let me tell you what. Oh, baby, we got one out of the hand. That's tasty. Finger licking good. One more Dreadling away. So we're going to be able to play Dread Harvest, and then play a Wild, make a Dreadling, and then sack that to draw another card. Yeah, man. All the altars are belong to you. Hopefully we're going to be able to just kill them here at some point. These are letting them draw infinite cards here. Ooh, promptly. Go ahead and attack here. Might get a free point. We don't, but, you know, might as well try. It's our third one in the crypt there. Ooh, perfect. Let's just start making dudes with these, which are good with promptly. That's another Crusader. That's bad for us. Block. Probably a Gruesome Deed. I'm trying to figure out why they would do that. It's got to be a deed, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate because it means these are no longer active. Am I hero falling this turn? Or am I playing Commander P.R.O.M.P.T? I feel like I'm Commander P.R.O.M.P.Ting because next turn I could do Aspect plus Herofall. To answer your question, Bob, we've played, this is the first match we've played. We played some Aspect aggro, which reminded me my love of Aspect of the Squirrel, and then we started playing this. Alright, if they don't have a Gruesome Deed, we're going to be in a pretty great spot because this can block this profitably. And then, like, Aspect's going to let us pivot nicely. That's 10 out of 10 of Gruesome Deed. That's why they were aggressive and used the first Gruesome Deed on my... Or we're just making a bunch. That's... Okay, could still technically be a Gruesome Deed here. Yep. Oh, wow, is that lethal? Well played, opponent. Because they had the coin at the end turn. Alright, let's fix this up a little bit. Gruesome Deed is a powerful card. I want some lackeys in here. Trim this Rotpaw. I'm gonna trim another Rectory. I think I'm gonna try and leave Takahiro here if we're adding in 4 Naive Lackeys. I think this might be okay. Maybe this is okay. Let's give this a go. Bum ba dum ba dum bum. You might be a little bit slower to pop right now because the Arcanum Vault just started at 1 o'clock. Adding more RNG to it. What's RNG? What did we add that's RNG? We added more consistency. We added Naive Lackeys with what's it called in our deck? The Monsagi Lily Pad. You want a different show? Bum ba-dum 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 bum ba-dum 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 ba-dum. Everyone pumped for the new gems that are coming out? We just got those spoiled on the main Hex CG site. If you haven't, half of the gems will be rotating out with set 7 in Standard. The old ones will be rotating into Immortal. Oh, yeah, you're thinking of Eager Lackey. Yeah, this is the one that when we sack it, we draw a card. Although Eager Lackey wouldn't be terrible either. Some Bambus action here. Sand's probably okay. I'm gonna lead on the coin. I feel like our deck's pretty resource hungry, so I don't want to try and be too greedy here. Alright, Warp Steel with a Valor Gem in it. They got another Valor Gem out of that. That's pretty good. Let's play Acolyte of Shoku here. Got a pretty solid curve now. We get to go next turn. We get to go Monsagi Lily Pad for an idiot into Rune, sack the idiot, and crack them for 5. Double Valors again. Okay. So we're gonna take 2 here so we can block 1. The nice thing about the sack gem and the Runeer is that it gets out of size from Lasgar's Vengeance right away. Noxious Glory is a good card that we should probably be playing. Another one's pretty good. So we do this. This Runeer's gonna be able to beat through all these Dorkos. See if they have the Transmog here or not. They could just try and race us, honestly. We're taking 6 here. 7. I'm gonna play this. And this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's going to be short. I guess we're just attacking with these two and then playing a Gruesome Deed and a Rectory. Doesn't seem very exciting, but I think it's the line. I'm gonna be dead to a Lasgar's Vengeance, like, you know. story of standard dedication. It's like, oh, alright, they have Lasgar's, we're dead. They don't have Lasgar's. We could actually kill them with this Aspect of Scroll next turn. Need to dodge Lasgar's, Transmog. That's a new one. What's that Lasgar's Vengeance card do? No, not that one. Oh god, it's free too. Alright, good game, opponent. Alright, definitely want the Shoku's Gardens. Definitely want the Withering Gazes. Rectory's too slow. Aspect's probably a touch slow. The Acolyte of Shoku's probably a little bit slow. Do this. I'm gonna put Skyguard Steadfast on this so it can attack and block instead of speed. Still gonna leave the sack gem in there though. Let's give this a try. Seems fine. Little clunky, but I guess technically these are both resources too, right? So we're probably going to be able to survive to get to these Dreamweaver Ancient, especially with this Withering Gaze in the middle to help break things up. Play this out so we can go Dread Harvest plus Withering Gaze next turn. Sure, it'll work. Still Short Sword. Means they likely have Lasgar's Vengeance in their hand. That attack in. It's also just like objectively correct, I guess, to do that there. Let's gaze and see what they have going on. No Lasgar. I'll take the Arcane Focus. The rest of their hand doesn't do a whole lot. Put this Dread Harvest out. I'm gonna play this Necropolis Coin, because this way next turn I can go Wild Shard, sacrifice it to this, sacrifice the Dreadling I make to that, and then play Dreamweaver Ancient. If I don't play the coin there, I'm not going to be able to play Dreamweaver Ancient and use my champion power next turn. Yep. Interesting. I feel like you're supposed to Valor the Warp Steel, so that way I can't block it for free and you get your combat training back. Maybe they have a Cremate here that they're, so that's why they're... Nope? Huh. Weird. I feel like opponent might have mismanaged that a little bit there. Now pause while they read Dreamweaver Ancient. Man, no one's played this card recently, huh? Is that good? If so, why? Please explain. Ooh, Ooh, is there a Commander P.R.O.M.P.T Surging Wildfire deck? Is that something we should be doing in our lives? Maybe we're going to build a different Dreamweaver Ancient deck after this, because all of a sudden, I have a strong desire to, like, be blitzing, Commander Prompting, Surging Wildfiring people. Anyone else feeling that strong desire, or is that just me? It could just be, I'd be willing to accept that that's just me. Roar! Trigger. Is this game expensive to play? It depends on what your definition of expensive is. If your definition of expensive comes from Magic the Gathering, no, it's nowhere near as expensive as Magic. But that sets the bar kind of low. Tier 1 constructed decks in their standard format usually range somewhere between $60 and $150, depending on what you're looking to buy. If you're looking to buy them outright. Like most modern digital TCGs, though, Hex has a free-to-play option. You can play the game and grind currency and build a collection without putting any actual dollars into the game, if that's what you're into. Hex also has a full buy, sell, trade secondary market, which means any cards you end up investing for actual money, you can sell those back out of or trade them into other cards. You're not just locked into them like you are with most collectible card games. I'm going to go ahead and sack this Naive Lackey to this so we could draw 2 cards. Although I guess this technically has power, doesn't it? Oh, I can attack with this idiot too, can't I? That seems great. Yeah, let's just... I don't know how dead my opponent is. Let's let them figure it out. And if you're interested, I would recommend, so you get some cards just for playing, just for signing up that are more than enough to play the single-player PvE campaign with. I would 10 out of 10 recommend trying Hex's single-player experience just to get a feel for the game before you do anything else. Just make sure you enjoy the mechanics and stuff like that. So they traded with our Commander P.R.O.M.P.T. Woo! Yahtzee! That's awesome. So when this guy hits my opponent, he creates a random wild troop with cost equal to the amount of damage he dealt, and he created a Balthazar, which Balthazar, when he comes into play, we gain life equal to the highest power among troops, or we draw cards equal to the highest power among troops we control, and gain life equal to their toughness. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and set save here. I'm having fun with this deck, but I think we're gonna change it up after this game because I kind of want to try this other Dreamweaver Ancient build. Am I keeping this? Yeah, this is probably fine. Withering Gaze gets to take one of their more powerful cards. We have Dread Harvest to go with the Gruesome Deed. If they have a particularly fast start, they could run us out, but I think this is all right. It's really good if we hit a rabbit. It's not a rabbit, but it's a good piece of top end for this hand. It's like the last thing. We want a rabbit, but like, so we need a Shin Hair to enable this to do something for us, ideally. There is. Hex's has both sealed and draft as limited formats. I'm gonna take their combat training here because it lets them have a way to keep triggering their Flickering Gobbler, which is going to beat us down. Yeah, I really like their current limited format is really pretty enjoyable. I've probably done 150 drafts at this point. I've recorded like 40 of them. You can find them on my YouTube channel. Huh. Yeah, so honestly, I'm just going to preserve my life total here. And I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to play this, which gives me a Dreadling, so I made a Wild Threshold. Fortunately, I don't have... If I had double blood, the Dread Harvest plus Takahiro is a little awkward. I think it's worth Gruesome Deeding just to kill this guy, though. Keep my life total a little bit high here. Looking to dodge, like, yeah, sweet. I don't have anything going on. That's real good. We're going to curve Dreamweaver and Dreamweaver. I'm going to get a blood with this. At that next turn, we can go wild into a Dreadling, play Dreamweaver, smash with Dreamweaver, and activate this to gain some life and draw a card. Cremating us so that way they can make a Bumblebot and play a Flickering Gobbler. Flickering Gobbler requires you play an action every turn or it dies. And if you do play an action, it goes back to your hand. So they're going to hit us for 4 here, down to 8. If we're really running hot, this Dreamweaver Ancient is going to make something with Skyguard. Or something that kills us. Well, we have the Dreamweavers, ladies and gentlemen. And actually, we're going to be able to sacrifice Dreadlings 2 turns in a row here, right? Random 4-drop. For those of you that aren't aware, we made something with Skyguard. little bow and arrow there means we got the Skyguard or Rune. Okay, so they did that, which means this will die regardless of which Flickering Gobbler it blocks. So I'm just going to block. Well, actually, can I kill them on the backswing? I can't, right? Yeah, because this is only 4, 8, 12, 13. Yeah, so I'm just going to block the bigger one here. Take our hit for 6, go down to 6. Huh. So let's do this to start. I think I'm just supposed to put up a bunch of Skyguard Runeers, right? So I'm gonna attack with these. We might actually sacrifice my Dreamweaver Ancient. That's so funny. I think the conservative thing here is actually to sacrifice both of these. Do I need to be that conservative? Like a Flickering Gobbler X. Am I just supposed to go Runeer? Yeah, I'm just supposed to go Runeer, and sacrifice both of these. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no reason to, like, possibly let... And, like, that's one of their better sequences here. So, like, let's just, like, put up the defenses here. We've got a lot going for us. Howdy, Lou. You're about 2/3 of the way in. We're going for another hour or so. Okay. Kind of surprised he burned the combat training there. I don't think that was necessary. This Rune is about to just be huge. Because all these lackeys come into play and make it bigger, and then Dreamweavers come into play and make it bigger, and then Dreamweaver's gonna hit them and make it bigger again. Got him.